Quick intro of today's presentation. I will present myself and my company. The idea is to say, okay, let's go through all the all the topics that make automation and newsletter and SMS strategy work, from opt-in to market automation and then campaigns. Campaigns would be both on email, SMS, and WhatsApp. So whether you're in the US, where we do mostly SMS, or Europe, where we do a lot of WhatsApp, I will try to cover these topics as well. Quick intro. So I'm the founder of Email Club. We are a CRM agency. So basically, we help brands optimize their CRM. We work mostly like as a outsourced CRM team, and yeah, we're Klaviyo elite partner. We're working closely with Gorgeous as well because they have a great integration. And yeah, we are 80 people team working mostly like in Europe, a lot in France, and maybe we have something like 20 customers in the US and 10 in like Germany and Italy and Spain as well. I will go fast on this. We do two things. One is full service, so we take care of everything from suggesting the strategy to implementing it. And the second is like more on projects, could be some migrations, some setups. So yeah, if you want to reach out, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I reply kind of fast. On email, I reply faster, and on WhatsApp, I'm much faster. So you have the three options. I will put them at the end as well. Okay, so when we're doing audits, the first thing that I'm looking is always the opt-in process. Because whether we're talking about email or if you want to implement a SMS or WhatsApp strategy, this is going to be like key in your performances. If we optimize opt-in, then we're going to have so much more to do in the next stages. What we see usually is like pop-ups with just sign up, no discount, no incentive. You tend to have 1 to 2% sign up. If you give a discount, you go 5 to 7%. The problem with this is that you get usually, you're discounting your product on a purchase, and maybe you're attributing some sales that would have happened anyway. So right now, more and more brands tend to switch from this to the third way, which could be like either a giveaway or some creative mechanism that will allow for better opt-in collection. My preferred thing would be either a giveaway, which would give you 10 something percent, try to win something. Ideally, a giveaway where people win something. So let's say you have a 55 euro average order value. Maybe you can make them win a 20 euro product. And you will see that every time we did the test, pop-up collection is amazing, and the welcome flow behind is performing super well. And then works in some case, and in many cases, if you have a diagnostic, and if your product makes a lot of sense to have a diagnostic. So let's say you're selling skincare, or you're selling a product where people are willing are looking for some help to choose their product, then the diagnostic pop-up, if well done, will give you 10+% of sign of opt-in and knowledge about your clients. So you will be able to do an even better welcome series. So look at your pop-up. If you're not doing 6-7% and you're giving a discount, there is something wrong with your pop-up. Just giving you a couple other options. So as you can see on Patagonia website, they have a teaser. So it's a small thing that is flying on the website. I'm not a huge fan of it because it's kind of hurts, in my opinion, the navigation on mobile. You can hide it on mobile, of course. Same, another thing that it needs to be discussed is the first slide. So some people are doing this like, do you want a gift? You click yes, and the pop-up opens. I would recommend you to A/B test it and to look at not only the number of emails you get, but the revenue per visitor. Usually people, every time I did the test, we don't win in terms of email per visitor, but if I were you, I would like to try it just to be sure. And then the third part is the most important one, is to collect data. So this is the example of a brand that is selling shampoos and other products. You might be interested in different type of shampoos. So with just one click, this is a Klaviyo pop-up, but could be done on other platforms. We're collecting their type of hair in one click, so it doesn't hurt the collection. And then we will be able to optimize the welcome series and have a greater conversion rate of the welcome series. So yeah, the third thing I wanted to talk about pop-ups. out of 4. Don't worry, I won't speak about pop-ups for 15 minutes, but it's very important in your strategy, is to design it for mobile. Like, I see so many pop-ups that are not very well optimized on mobile. I wanted to give you just a quick tip. I mean, this is not like a design genius. It's just like we have an image and it's fading in with the rest of the pop-up through a background color. Stuff like this, you can do it quite easily. And I feel it works fine. Also test it on different devices. But then you will see again, the collection is gonna get greater if the experience is better. So we work also in the US, as I shared with you. In the US, we do a lot of SMS. It's quite cheap. Like, it's interesting. The problem is that you need a lot of opt-in. So I wanted to share with you two ways where we collect SMS. First of all is within the pop-up as a second stage. Could be like if you're doing a giveaway, maybe add additional interest in the giveaway, like multiply your chance to win. If you're doing a discount, try something like this. And then something, so this will give you a couple SMS more. But the problem is if you're starting SMS today and you have 200,000 emails already, you don't have 200,000 SMS opt-in. And SMS opt-in is very, very important in terms of compliance. So what we could do is just have, it's very easy, like the must-have is to have a pop-up dedicated to people that you know, just to collect their SMS opt-in. So it's maybe another offer, maybe it's another incentive. And every time someone that you know and you recognize is going to the website and you don't have their opt-in, you're gonna try and get their opt-in. This will increase your base, and especially like this Q4 will increase your performances. We do the same with SMS, with WhatsApp, sorry, kind of the same. We have a pop-up, we do it through email, and with WhatsApp in Europe, a lot of brands we work with are doing some click to WhatsApp ads. So yeah, could be interesting. I think there is a message. So yeah, once we get opt-in, I wanted to share with you like our approach of like doing the 80% with like the most important elements that you need to do. So I would say like the funnel looks like this. It's like people go on your website, they browse some pages, then they add to carts, and they check out. So you obviously you want to start at the beginning of the funnel and start by optimizing opt-in collection through the pop-up and conversions through the welcome series, which we discussed earlier. Then abandon browse. So someone is looking at a product, you want to have an abandon browse setup, add to cart and checkout. Of course, all of those are excluded mutually. So if someone is in a welcome series and they check out, we are more likely to convert them if we send them a checkout link. So the checkout will take over the welcome series. I will share later that it's important to do a mapping so that you know which automations are being sent to whom, but I will show that. Also, I will go in details for my recommendations for these automations. For the post-purchase, this is like if you do a lifetime analysis or another tool, you always see graphs like this. So this is time and the number of people who are repurchasing. So repurchase rate over time. Usually, let's say a brand has, I don't know, 15%, 15 is very low, 25% repurchase rate on the first order. Our goal is just to boost retention. So it's to make it 5% higher. To do that, we will identify some stages. I would highly recommend you do an analysis through a tool like Lifetime, but there are many others, where you see how your repurchase rate evolve over time so that you send the right message at the right time and you set up the automations at the right time. That's what I want to say with this graph. Usually you see a kind of slow repurchase rate at the beginning. This is time for us to provide value, to make people enjoy their purchase so that they come back. Maybe help them make the best out of the product and stuff. Then you have the phase where most people are buying during this stage. You don't want to be too discounty and stuff like this, but you want to use the information you have to cross-sell products or to help people repurchase products, depending if you're selling products that are expecting a repeat, like, I don't know, air complements, or if you're selling something else. During this stage, our goal is to steepen this. So what we would do with our clients is look at this graph before, work on many things, and I don't know, in 3 months, depending on the volume, do it again and see if something has changed. And then you see the graph flattens at some point, this is where you might start to do some churn automations. This is key, like to start by the data, because you don't want to give discounts to people that are they are not buying yet, but you didn't lose them. It's just the natural way of your client's behavior, you know, because your product doesn't expect a repurchase after whatever days. So this will lead our automations. I will go in details in the six that I showed you. I'm just checking time because I need to stay on time. If you want, I will share this document so that you have some tips. I don't know, Theo, what you think about this, but so that we can cover the essentials. Here are some recommendations, an example for these flows, that what I would do to make sure that you have at least good performances. Then you need to optimize. We're doing some emails and we're doing SMS and or WhatsApp depending on the market. So 3 emails, SMS, and WhatsApp. For abandoned checkout and add to cart, they are similar with different links. The one thing I would say is like don't forget to personalize it with like people who never bought, your clients, and also loyalty if you have. And always add email, SMS, and WhatsApp in these flows. Abandoned bros, the key takeaway I would share with you is to really personalize it depending on the product and don't look at it like a dynamic feed that will show the product they saw, but more like, okay, this guy was looking at my backpack. I will send a series of emails that explain why this backpack is really cool instead of just a product picture of the backpack. You will see performance increase and always do tests. And for the post-purchase, as I shared with you earlier, the most important thing is really to integrate all your stack if possible. So if you have Gorgias, if you have a ShipBob, if you have integrations with Klaviyo and you have information, always use them to not only send some random emails, but to send emails that make sense with the client and try to optimize their repurchase. For the win back, similarly to what I showed you, the idea is to really make some graph. So this is first to second order, second to third order, etc. And then we're doing some automations to try and win back these clients. I put an Excel sheet as well because what I would recommend you is to always do analysis on the discount you're giving on these win back flows and to have a really holistic view of your flow. So that's why we are going out of the tool like Klaviyo. We are doing this analysis on Excel to know like, okay, if I'm giving 10% in the first email and 15 in the fourth, or I'm doing something else, overall on the entire flow, how much people did I recover? What's my average order value, etc. So that you can better play with these tools. I have just 1 minute, so I will kind of skip this. I would tell you like what I shared earlier regarding the flows. Like we need SMS for abandoned checkout, welcome series, probably the birthday as well, and then you have some other options that might not be profitable depending on the market. So I would recommend to test it and to take consideration your market and the SMS cost. And we do the same with WhatsApp or newsletters. If I want to skip some things, what I would like to emphasize is segmentation gives greater results. So us as an agency, it gives us much more work to really segment all our campaigns. This is an example of a client where we worked with them for multiple years. And the last year, they started to implement segmentation on a really good level. Like every Sunday, each campaign is segmented and the content is adapted. Their newsletter attribution jumped from 16% to 22%, and they already have like great numbers. But you're recovering more churners, you're converting more prospects if you invest time in segmentation. And I know it takes time to produce the content, but over time, probably this effort will be reduced thanks to AI. So yeah, regarding newsletters, it's all about the planning, like what do you plan to send, and the segmentation. Who do you plan to send this? And you will get most of the results. Regarding content, there are some key content, but you will get less results than just investing in segmentation. So I gave you some example, but it's basically like recent prospects, people who just heard about you, older prospects, they've been with you, they received a lot of emails, they're not buying, maybe we should adapt the content. Churners, active customers and VIPs. These guys should be treated differently so that you can optimize your revenue and also your margin. There is no need to send a discount to an active customer, but maybe you need to send a discount to a churner or a different message, etc. And I put one slide about omnichannel, but everything that we mentioned need to be thought with like an omnichannel point of view, saying, okay, this guy is more SMS client. For some campaigns, I will send SMS and WhatsApp and email, etc. So yeah, the idea is really to have a nice calendar and a nice view so that you can think in advance. Yeah, sorry, I rushed, but I had way too much content. So I don't know if you have questions.
Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, there's no questions that I can see at the moment. But we do have like a couple of minutes. I think it was really interesting how you tied back the data collection to discounting, because I know with BFCM coming up, there's a lot of brands probably listening in who are considering whether to discount, how much to discount, how to provide it. So thanks for your insights there. On the last slide, you were talking about the difference between VIP customers and churners, for example. What are maybe some examples, just to wrap us up, of how you would engage both of those differently?
So regarding data collection and analysis, what we're doing, if it's not your first Black Friday or BFCM with a brand, always look back at last year's cohorts and try and invest some time in the analysis to see what has worked in terms of revenue, but also LTV and repurchase over time, because maybe you would get more revenue today, but so all these stuff are kind of linked. If you can do some analysis regarding the segmentation, how we are treating it. For example, we have many brands where they don't discount anything. So during the calendar, during like a random month of the year, like October, they would get no discounts. And maybe they have 5, 10, 20 products, but there is one main product that's where people come in first. So the prospects and people who never bought will receive emails about these core products because that's what we want to sell to them. And we know that's what they will purchase. And maybe if they're all prospects, we're going to give like a free shipping and stuff like this versus like your good customer, he bought twice, he already has the bestseller. So this guy is interested about the new colors, about some niche products that you're launching. Maybe this guy will get a smaller marketing pressure, so fewer emails, so that we can maximize the longevity of this email, so that he doesn't unsubscribe, and he will get fewer discounts, unfortunately, and then he will have to wait for BFCM, where we will play with this. Usually in BFCM, it's reversed. So the good clients, we give them a better discount because we believe over time, like this kind of incentive kind of works.